and you haven't supported HR 40. So if you want to talk about the complexities of reparations, whether or not there should be a study in this country, you again have said that this country is not racist, and even though it has a dark past, it doesn't sound like you think it has a dark present. You have not sponsored that bill. You haven't co-sponsored that bill. Why not?
Bill?
How many people in the United States today are actually descendants of slave owners? Forget descendants of slaves. Let's hold that to the side. Descendants of slave owners. You've had massive immigration into the United States over the last 150 years. So now you're going to say that people who immigrated to the United States, who are not descendants of slave owners, were not descendants of that trade, now they're going to be responsible for paying that out going forward. My mother's Jamaican. My father's Panamanian. You have a lot of black people in this country who are not descendants of the American slave trade. So I already know off top, there's a lot of black people in America who aren't going to be able to get that kind of benefit or get reparations.
Well, most people who are for reparations, they feel like it should go to what they call foundational black Americans anyway.
And I agree with that point. But I'm just saying, I'm just laying out, these are the reasons for why I'm no. So now
you do support reparations for what Leonard just deemed as, quote, foundational black Americans?
No, I don't.
No.
But I want to explain that. I want to explain that. And so that's why you have a lot of people saying, okay, well, then what are we going to do? And so my view is that what you do going forward is why you have to have wholesale changes in economic, medical policy, et cetera, so that the ability to access various parts of our economy and grow in our economy work for everybody, including people in our country who are, quote unquote, foundationally black. There was a bill in California for reparations. The California Assembly, which is massively Democrat, they didn't move that bill. They could have moved that bill. When they were asked why they weren't moving that bill, they tucked tail and turned and ran away. They didn't even have the guts to actually answer that question. So I'm here with y'all. I'll tell you why I'm a no. But you have Democrats who will say they're for something, but when it comes time to actually do it, they're not there for you. They say they run away. They don't answer the question, and to be blunt, like the current vice president, not answering a lot of questions.
But she did say that she's for reparations.
After she said she wasn't. So which one is it?
No, she never said she wasn't.
That's never happened.
That's the false narrative.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna let it go.
She was here when she said
I'm gonna let you have it.
That is a lie. Whoa.
She said, I ain't finna just do anything just for black folks.
Bro, I've seen her say she doesn't support like bills that just help black people. I've seen her say she's anti-reparations multiple times. That was crazy.
Reparations was that is a damn fairy tale.
No, that's literally a fairy tale.
Literally.
Like when everybody
gonna get $1 million paid by the white man.
No, facts.
That's a great point, bro. Like I can see, okay, like some countries like Poland and that's strict on illegal immigration that probably had a lot of people that their great grandparents actually lived there. They might. I mean, if you could make that argument, but when you have so many people moving into a country,
I don't know, bro. It's literally like no chance, bro.
There's no chance. But I'm saying that like
slavery
it's a
in Poland.
No. I'm saying like a country like that where like people like your great grandparents have lived in America for hundreds of years. And maybe
but see,
like,
they had no slave. Well, I don't know if they did or not.
No, I'm saying though, like there's like with the illegal immigration, that literally debunks like nobody
too
can.
Many. Yes, there's too many. That's just one example of all the reasons.
Well,
why.
yeah, but that's a huge one. I've never.
The best.
I never thought about that one. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah, that was a good.
Obviously, it's fairy tale.
Exactly. Yeah.
Being in America is reparations.
But that was another good point too.
I don't know. The best point Byron just made was so you're gonna charge people who descend from slaves to pay out for slavery? No, because how are you going to find out who owns slaves and then go say, just because your great parents own slaves, you got to pay reparations to these people? That's insane.
I don't even think that's how they
that
was
not going to happen. No, listen, that point right there is not logical at all. Then he took it even broader. He said, you got all these people who have immigrated to America over the last 150 years that have nothing to do with slavery. And now you're going to say, well, since you're here and you're not black, you have to pay reparations to these people that were slaves.
That's the best point.
You know,
that would never happen. That would never happen ever.
He made a lot of great points, but actually, to me, the best point was California had the opportunity to push that bill at the state level.
They did.
They had the heaviest Democrat government you could have.
They don't want to do it.
They didn't do it.
That's
so
facts.
it's financially
going to
hurt them.
They're making niggas
Y'all
wish
think
upon
we
a star.
gonna do it?
No, that's facts.
They're making
not
niggas
gonna
wish
happen.
upon a star.
And he gonna come. Byron always comes and talks to opposition. Remember at the event, and the people was
they brought
that here.
Okay,
they brought that here.
They probably got off horses.
He is not scared of
But
smoke.
it's just also another talking point to make them look like they got a higher moral ground than the right.
How?
Because they're basically like, oh, the rights doesn't support reparations.
Hell no.
Nah,
Because
tight.
neither does the
And then
left.
they're saying we do.
The left says they do, but they don't.
Then they had the chance to pass it, and they didn't.
I literally don't think it
So does
matters.
California.
I really
But
don't think it matters what side of the aisle you're on. I just don't think reparations would ever
that's
happen.
just not
Like, it's
smart.
just
No,
not
that's not
logical.
smart, bro.
It like just doesn't make any sense to me because it's like you're trying to get people who never owned slaves to pay you, who was never a slave, over the fact that your ancestors were enslaved.
They just want a free
It
handout,
just doesn't
nigga.
make sense to
I
me
got a
logically.
question. This is the only question. Have any other group or race have got paid reparations?
Well, like in a sense,
Illegals?
yes. In a sense, yes.
Native
In a sense, yes.
Americans?
Native Americans in Oklahoma get like free college and stuff like that, and they don't pay tolls on the highways.
Is there anybody
Like, things
else
like
other
that.
than Native
But
Americans?
I don't know. Outside of that, they're like one of the poorest people in the state, or some of the poorest people in the state. So like, there's a trade off there. But
You can tell they're native though, probably.
oh, for
You can't-
sure.
I don't know. Where,
Do you
I don't
have
know
to-
where I'm
they
from.
test- You got to test your DNA.
You can't always tell, but still, but yeah, but it's different because that is just like
My great grandparents might not even been slaves. I don't know.
I just don't know
so
how
why?
people
I deserve.
justify
Oh, I
it.
need reparations. My skin is brown. I need reparations.
The only way, no, listen.
when Sonny
listen.
Hostin said she wanted reparations, that was crazy to me.
No, that was insane.
Because you're rich and you're mixed. So like you
Why?
there's so many
Charlemagne's
reasons.
rich,
That's
bro.
insane.
They're all rich.
No,
DJ
but
Envy's
listen.
rich.
If
No,
you're
but
rich,
listen.
why do you want reparations?
But listen.
Talking point.
The craziest thing is that like the only way it would have ever happened is that like if they paid you right after slavery happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slavery was ended in 1860. Yeah, it's over with, bud. Like it's not gonna happen. It's 2024. Like to me,
The state
over
of
160
California
years
is
we've been
dead.
free. The progress we've made since then. Wow, all we have to do is continue to make progress and fix the things that's wrong with our community and or our races and continue to improve and try to get on that equal footing and
Well-
work towards that. Because right now you got more opportunity than ever in
We have
America.
amazing
I think
amount of
it's very
They
opportunities.
talk about some damn
No,
reparations.
I think things are pretty simple, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
wanna
it's
know
just
what's
like in
crazy.
life when you see somebody doing
They
good,
said the
just do what they do.
Japanese and the Holocaust survivors and the Native Americans are the only groups of people that receive reparation in our country.
So then you just think.
Well,
they
okay,
deserve-
so we're
we
talking
deserve
about
reparations.
the Trail of Tears Indians who had all their land stolen.
Okay,
we're talking about Asian Americans who was in prison during World War II. They put them in camps. Like that's pretty bad.
And that's more
That was
recent.
in modern day.
Yeah.
But that's
That
not
was
trying to
100 years
underline
later.
what happened, to black people.
Well, I don't know.
everybody knows
What
what
happened to the
happened.
Native Americans
So-
is just as ancient as what happened to black people in slavery,
Hold on.
even maybe even more so. But it's like I don't know. They get free college and stuff.
They
but they're
got
also some of the
1.5
poorest
billion
people
to
in America.
Japanese Americans after World War II.
Yeah, but they
The
killed
Holocaust,
200,000.
the Holocaust people
I think
got
that's snapping of fingers.
$3.45 billion after the Holocaust.
I don't know, man.
But this is the thing, hold on, but this
I
is
really
not
don't
to
give a
justify anything that happened
I'm
at
not
all.
justifying any
but
of that.
look,
I just don't
to keep
think
it
it will
100,
happen.
Black Africans sold other Africans to Americans to enslave them.
Okay.
They were already slaves in Africa.
But what does that have to do with Todd's point?
The
Well, I
point
don't
that
really know what
point
Todd's
being,
point is. Like,
His point is that other people that got harmed against
Oppressed.
some other,
but that was
oppressed.
like an
Yeah.
immediate response to that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? To what happened to them. Once
that's
they
why let me
once
say
they
that
stopped,
we ain't got-
what was
we
happening to them? They got cut off.
They're saying they
That's what I'm
arguing.
saying though, and it was
That's their
that was
argument.
over 160 years ago.
But why
their,
didn't it happen?
Their response was immediate after what
Why
happened
did
to
it
them.
happen?
Because
I mean,
you
ain't gonna lie.
guys don't
That's
deserve
not a
that.
bad
That's
argument.
the
That's not a bad
Listen,
argument.
no, listen,
argument.
but
That's
listen
a fair
though,
argument.
you can deep dive on why it didn't happen, but the fact
too
is
many
it
black
didn't
people
happen
here.
160 years ago. What makes you think it's gonna happen now?
It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
That's my point.
I don't give a damn. We
That's
get it or
my
not.
point.
I say, forget the shit. I don't give a damn if they get it or not. If that happens, I'm like, well, I don't even, y'all keep that shit. I don't even want that shit.
You can't.
I'm just saying though. That's how
Like
bad
you
I don't give a damn about
turn
that
down
shit.
free money.
It just
That's
doesn't.
why how
It's
bad
just
I don't
not.
give
You
a damn.
qualify.
But
You expect
it's
me to believe you're not gonna
2024.
get it?
We got a yellow school bus
Okay.
going to the schoolhouse.
Well-
I don't give a damn.
Well,
Some countries ain't got no bus.
They said certain people did receive reparation from forced sterilizations. That was
Man,
happening.
we finna
The
start.
T-
That's
the
a
TE
yellow school bus outside. Nigga, that's reparations.
Tuskegee
Compared to
experience.
some countries.
That's different. That's different. Yeah.
That was like where they
But
gave
I mean,
a whole bunch
hey,
of black
you know
people
what,
syphilis.
Rosewood.
Either way, bro, these people got money in America, bro. We in America regardless. Why are you crying, bro? But it is a point. It is a media response. That's also a good point. Hey, man. That's why I said
I don't know.
That's
I
why
think there was
Like,
too
when you
many.
look at
There's
all the
too many
other
black
cases-
people here for that, bro.
Yeah, and it's too many black people who are not,
they're gonna
who
be
are
in
not
line for that.
slaves.
How you gonna figure that out?
Well, we
There's
is
way too
13%
many
of the
Buddy, you're
population, though.
66.999. Like, it's so many different. You got mixed. People got mixed into. It's over
Maybe
with.
maybe we can we can all agree to the point that after slavery, reparations should have happened, but they didn't. So what do we do now? It's too
Nothing.
late.
Them niggas still want it.
Well, it can't happen.
You
Clearly.
niggas said well, you should.
Well, to go to Africa.
Well, but that's what Byron had the best points. The left is pushing it like people should get it, and they didn't pass it.
And they
Bottom
didn't
line,
pass it, they damn self.
illegal immigration proves that shit shouldn't happen. It's too mixed. It's too much going on. It's over with, guys. So let's continue. Another bad point.
I agree to the point that after slavery, yes, it should have happened. But it's too late now. It can't happen.
Yeah, man, but they was fighting through all type of shit. That's why they saying the hell niggas went through.
They
They
did.
fought a lot of shit
did.
after that.
And they did.
That's why,
And that's why
Kamala
black
said-
people are not oppressed now because of the things they did, the things they fought for. So
Kamala
that's why I push
said-
what they did and the things they fought for in vain to complain today.
That's true. Kamala said every
No, because they was really fighting.
Niggas gotta
Like
fight
back
for their
then,
life.
they was really fighting for freedom, for real, to sit on a bus, to drink out of water fountain.
Yeah.
That's what shit was really to vote.
Yeah.
But now, what are you crying for now, nigga?
I don't know.
You got everything
You got a
you
yellow
want.
school bus,
Wow.
and you got a schoolhouse, and you got a water fountain.
Wow.
Africans is going 10 miles to run to school daily.
I'm not
just
gonna lie,
think-
it's
but
not even
okay.
just Africa. Like, look
It's
all,
a lot of
look all over the world.
It's a lot of
Like,
countries.
South
people
America.
live in way worse conditions, and we have all the opportunity in the world here in America.
Everybody
And
trying to
people,
go.
people
Look
are
at this.
like
Let's
people
go.
are coming here in droves. Like, if America was so bad, why do we have horrible illegal immigration?
Yeah, that
People
doesn't
want
make
to come
sense.
here. People have been migrating here
Forever.
for hundreds of
Since
years.
Christopher Columbus.
Like, come on now,
This is
people
the
want to
promised
come
land.
here.
And you think the promised land for the just hand out reparations? I can see why they would think that because it's that
it's
much
the
of the
promised
promised
land.
land.
Exactly.
But let's continue, guys. But also, I mean, that's a good point. The immigration. I'm gonna add that to my bag because
Yeah.
I mean we knew why people shouldn't get reparations.
California
That
bill thing
one-
is a great
That's a
thing,
good
too.
one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Let's continue though.
But they did it though. It happened.
Todd's been
before.
coming with the other side arguments lately. You know,
Yeah, you know,
what I
and
mean?
I'm here
You know,
to hear
yeah.
it, you know?
Hey, I'm with both sides. Hey, I just keep it.
They
in.
will not be working these communities. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm from Crown Heights, Brooklyn. I may not have always loved having the police in my neighborhood, and that's just a thing from a kid. I may not have always loved it, but when I needed them, they were there. And a lot of our officers today, they're black, they're Hispanic, they're white. So removing qualified immunity only lowers the number of officers in communities. What we're seeing right now is a movement of policing from states where they're not really respecting law enforcement to states where they do, or there's not that moral support for law enforcement. I was in my district yesterday. I was talking with an officer who's from Philadelphia. He was a Philadelphia officer. He now is a Fort Myers officer. I asked him, I was like, well, why'd you make the move? He goes, because up there was no support for me as an officer for what I love to do, which is serve my community. So I said, enough is enough. I'm gonna move. He went to Florida. My sheriff in Florida, he's like, I have more applications coming from officers who are in states or in localities where they're not getting the moral support or whatever they need to continue to do their job day in, day out. And so they're leaving. Well, who does that hurt? That hurts. Who does that really hurt, though, Charlamagne?
Yeah,
because
but
if you don't have
I'm just
officers if you don't have officers on the streets or officers, in urban areas, who's really left in that lurch?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what does qualified immunity have to do with having less police officers?
Because
why would that?
Because the economic incentive of qualified immunity means that your personal assets aren't gone after if something goes wrong. So you're in business. Do you get involved in a project or a deal that leaves you massively exposed financially? You may, depending on your passion for that project, but then you also sit back and think, now, wait a minute, if something goes wrong, I'm going to be held massively liable. Maybe I need to do
When we're
something
saying
else with my
something
life.
goes wrong, we're talking about people getting violently hurt or killed.
Yeah, clearly.
And I named
When it's
people
clear-
that you
yeah.
brushed over.
But it's
I'm
when
not
somebody
brushing over
clearly
that.
violates a constitutional right.
And when you violate a constitutional right, qualified immunity doesn't apply to you. And that's what I'm talking about. It does not. And Angela, don't do that. It does not.
Wow.
If
I thought
you-
that was the definition. I thought that was the definition. I thought that was the definition.
No, it
I
does
thought that was
not.
the definition of
No, it does
qualified
not.
immunity.
She's trying to gas
If
it.
you carry yourself outside of the confines of your training and the protocols of that department, qualified immunity doesn't apply to you. It does
That's not true.
That is
How's
very
she gonna
true.
say it,
That
though?
is very
That
true.
is cat.
So
He's
is
a
slavery.
congressman.
So
He's
is
a
a
congressman.
I know.
What the hell? He don't know. That's
not true,
Anybody's
Congressman.
supposed to know. He's supposed to know. And she arguing. Damn.
No.
Damn. No.
No.
Well, no.
No.
What?
No,
What the
no,
hell
no.
do you know?
Yes.
What the hell do you know?
They told him he was lying on here several times.
That is insane.
He put out facts on this bitch.
But how can you argue
That's
with
why
this?
he
The
told
way-
us. Well, we sat down with the man. I sat down with the man right there, and I looked at him and I said, how did they get such a grip on these niggas? He said, it's the lies. He said, when I got the facts, boom, they don't have the facts.
It's like, I don't understand how you just heard and listened to what he just said and the way he broke it down. how articulate and respectful that was.
He's so respectful.
And say, damn, he got a point. Just because you so mad at the lies that you've been fed, like the logic when you hit with the facts.
Hey, the truth
it's
hurts.
Like,
that statement I see more and more as I get older.
That shit is so logical, and it's from a black man. Like, how you gonna argue this shit?
They brought up his white wife and everything.
Oh,
here,
for
man.
real?
Oh yeah, I don't know
Well,
what that
she's
time
not white.
They don't
that.
ever give. It's crazy.
not
It's
white.
crazy that she's not white.
She's Hispanic.
It's crazy that they always play this card with black men, but with black women, like Kamala Harris, who has a white husband and
Never
not
heard
even
of
in full black.
You
They would
never
say
heard
that
of
shit.
people. Never heard of
They
people.
don't
They
even,
said a
bro,
point.
and you know what's crazy? They don't even question
And
her
you know what,
blackness.
actually?
No, listen. They don't even question her blackness, and she's not even full black.
They question
this nigga
his.
is black.
They question it.
What the fuck?
And you know what
that
it
is blasphemy to me. That is insane.
They did question.
You remember on the remote thing the other day? That girl, she tried to say, "Oh, y'all mad because she got a white husband. Y'all mad? Y'all salty about that?"
Somebody said that to you?
No. It was somebody
On
on
Revolt, we
TikTok.
was reacting to it.
Oh yeah. Y'all
Yeah.
said, do y'all feel some type of way about Kamala having a white husband? Be honest. No.
But y'all feel some type of way about. But y'all always feel some type of way about a black nigga with a white girl.
That shit is insane.
No, he made a point about black people on
That
here, and
shit
they
is
said,
insane.
"Wait, is your wife black, Byron?"
That shit is insane to me.
What does that have to do with it?
That's almost racist to ask.
That is.
That's
That
almost
is
racist.
racist.
Like
It
you
is.
telling someone they're not the race they are because their wife isn't black.
Hold on.
But when the roles are reversed, the blackness is never questioned.
Because he
And
didn't
you
want to
know-
take
hold
one
on.
of you
That
dumb
shit
niggas.
is insane.
Hold on. Last point on that. To that
making the script.
That was
point.
crazy, y'all. I'm sorry.
Real quick, this is the party of you shouldn't care who people mess with. A dude should be able to mess with a dude.
Oh God.
But wait. But you draw the line at a black nigga and a white girl? But you don't draw the line at a dude and a dude? I'm bad for that. So that is weird. Black dude and white girl is weird. But a dude and a dude is not weird.
That's weird.
That is
Real
weird.
shit, though. Real shit though. And another point to finish
It's
off.
weird.
To finish it off. They be and when biracial people be half
It's
white
crazy.
and half black. Oh, you're black, but your dad ain't black because your mama white. What? What?
Yeah, they say it's weird that we
It's
care
bullshit,
about, who's gay, who likes who, and
Oh,
should a man be
who
a
likes
woman
who?
and a
Well,
woman.
wouldn't that
They said
include
that's-
race?
They said that's weird that you give a fuck.
What's your
about
damn dumb ass? Oh, so why do y'all give a fuck now?
I don't know.
Why do y'all care now?
'Cause
Why
colored
do y'all
men-
care now?
About something that's
Don't
less-
care now.
this-
Why do you care now?
impactful.
Wí do you care now?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Gender don't matter.
When you violate a constitutional right, qualified
I
immunity
just
doesn't
can't
apply to you.
believe
Let's
that.
not
He
Let's
makes
go.
so much damn sense.
I know this is the
I
crazy
just
ring.
can't
I know
believe
it's Byron.
people
Let's go.
question Byron Donald's blackness.
Yeah, let's go. I know.
Oh my
go.
God.
Gender don't matter. Race
People
do.
getting violently
Yeah.
hurt or killed.
Yeah, clearly
And I
not-
named
when it's-
people
I'm
that
not-
you
yeah.
brushed over.
But it's
I'm
when
not
somebody
brushing over
clearly
that.
violates a constitutional right.
And when you violate a constitutional right, qualified immunity doesn't apply to you. And that's what I'm talking about. It does not. And Angela, don't do that. It does not. If
I thought
you-
that was the definition. I thought that was the
Don't
definition.
do what
No, it does
I thought
not.
that was the definition of
No, it does not.
qualified.
If you carry yourself outside of the confines of your training and the protocols of that department, qualified immunity doesn't apply to you. It does
That's not true.
That is very true. That is very
That is
true.
patently
That is
false.
it's patently true, and we need to make sure we have that accurate. We cannot make that statement because you have a lot of officers out here who do their job with honor and dignity and respect for the people that they serve. They do.
Okay, listen, qualified immunity is a legal doctrine that protects government officials from civil lawsuits when they perform their jobs unless they clearly violate a constitutional right.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And
Wow.
what is a violation of that
writing.
right is when you're outside the
In
norms of the
writing.
training and the protocols
Wow.
of that department or that agency.
But here's the main thing, because we can actually go past qualified immunity, because this is the place where you've refused to answer both on Donald Trump's accountability and on the law enforcement that you love so dearly.
Right.
What we know
Love
is
so
that
dearly. I don't
he's
like her.
seeking
I don't
full
like her.
immunity, like the same immunity he now has because of the Supreme Court, because of the corruption of the Supreme Court.
That's
we have now
insane.
gone beyond
Corruption.
civil
Corruption is
presidential
crazy.
immunity to
Kamala
criminal
didn't get voted
presidential
in.
immunity.
Wow.
He would like to give that same immunity to law enforcement. True or false?
Well,
False.
let's expand that a couple
True
things.
or false?
You can't ask a
True-
true or
because
false,
that-
Angela,
this
because
is
you
a
got to
very
explain the
simple-
details. No, see, this is the
I
problem.
don't want you to explain the details, because when you explain
Why
the
you don't
details,
want people to
we end
hear
up
the
down road and
details,
that was
Angela?
a
The
fact.
details are what the things that matter. You
What
got to
I would
explain the
like for you to
details,
do
or
is
then you just
answer
talk. You're
true or
just
false
talking.
and then explain.
If
Can
you
do
don't,
that?
if you don't explain the details, then you're just
Yeah,
talking.
you don't want to say that because you know that it's not true. So
That is
let's
not
move
true.
on.
You want a true or false statement?
Congressman,
Hold on.
I want to know.
I don't want to argue with you. I want to explain the facts.
Country.
Angela, I don't want to argue with you.
I would
want
like to
explain
know
the
if you've
facts.
ever experienced racism in this country, Congressman.
Yeah, actually, I have.
Okay.
That was
Do
a
that
Do you
matter?
believe
fucking
America is a
question.
racist country?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
Okay, I
Thank
believe
you.
that that's true because you said in an op-ed on Fox News, as a Black conservative, I, like Senator Scott, agree, and our two lives and the lives of many Black men and women like us are living proof that America is indeed no longer a racist nation and by
Thank
far
you.
the
It's right
best
here.
place to reach your fullest potential. And so here's my question.
Facts.
You
What
did,
about that?
however,
Facts.
vote to support the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act, along with every member of the House except for 3 Republicans. So I appreciate your
Hey, she's a
bipartisanship
joke, bro.
there.
She's a joke.
And what I do
Wow.
know as well, because America is in fact a racist country, was
Wow.
founded on
Look at
such
you.
principles.
Believe.
Black men were lynched by the carceral state last week. I'm sure you've heard of Marcellus Williams by now
What? Pause.
in Missouri, who was convicted by a nearly
I want
know
people,
what-
I want people to
I don't know what
understand.
he
I want
did,
people to
though.
understand. Marcellus Williams was found with the murder victim's belongings in his car when he was pulled over.
I didn't know
That
that.
doesn't sound like an innocent man to me. When you really look at the facts outside, like people are looking at like there was one thing of DNA that exonerated him, so they're trying to say he's not guilty. But when you really expunge on the whole thing, it really gets deeper than what's presented to you.
Yeah, I didn't go in that
So
rabbit
what-
hole.
I don't even know.
so-
I've never heard of this.
It was a
Just
man
the
who
dude
was
that
it was a
got
man who was on
death
death
row.
row for a long time
Damn,
in
bro.
Missouri, and people are trying to say he was wrongfully executed. And I was really like, at first I was like, "Whoa, this is bad." Like,
Super
hold
viral
on.
a couple days.
But when you
But she
really
said
look into
lynched.
it, yeah, no, he got the death penalty. They're saying he
dead,
was lynched
right?
because they think
He's
he was.
dead.
They're saying the state killed him and lynched him
White
because they're trying to
supremacy.
go on. They're trying to say he
So
was
it was a
guilty.
lethal injection, or
I
I don't know
Is he
how he was
dead?
killed.
It
Just
was
death
either
penalty.
electricity.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
dead
he's
now.
dead.
lethal injection.
Yeah, he's dead.
But they're trying to say he was guilty. But when you really look at the story, it get way deeper than
Wait,
that.
when did
than
he
what's
commit that
presented to you.
crime?
Like a
Like
long time ago.
ago.
Like
Why is he just not getting?
They do
you
that.
sit on death row for years.
it'd be
Death row's
40
not
years.
immediate.
Yeah, okay,
People sit on
facts.
death row for the rest of their
Oh,
lives
yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah. Ugh.
But I don't really like her because she keeps making digs at him. She wants to be a victim. She's saying America's racist while she's like on the national chair of Black Caucus. You get to go on CNN. You're rich. You are on the Breakfast Club, and
don't
you're
know
a
how
Black
much money she
woman
got.
who's so oppressed in America. But in another country like Africa, you would never have the opportunity to do any of that fucking stuff.
lot of countries.
So. Really, in a lot of countries.
Like,
so the fact
you
that
gotta have freedom of speech.
your life speaks to the success of
In
what
Europe.
you guys have. You guys have a platform with all Black people
Hold on.
that can spin a message to Black people in a country in America where Black people are free and have opportunity, and you're saying all that's a lie because it's racist
It's
and you're a
because
victim.
They said
that's bullshit.
But they believed that their platform was given to them by white supremacy, and the opportunity and the stuff they was receiving was from white supremacy.
That's crazy.
That's
why.
probably what
That's
they're
why
saying.
That's
Africa
crazy.
is not able to do that.
Explain that one more time. Explain that one more time, please.
Well, the white man owned everything.
So the
That's
white
not
man-
what-
The white supremacist, racist white man gave them opportunity, even though this country's racist. We just got opportunity from racist
we
white
got
people.
white privilege over here in Africa.
But
though.
wasn't the definition?
In Africa, like 70% of Africa was colonized by Great Britain.
But wasn't the
Hey,
definition?
man, that's their
debunked.
logic.
Debunked.
That's their logic.
Ghana
I'm just saying
didn't get
their logic.
Ghana was not independent until 1970, like 1970s.
I feel like systemic racism or white supremacy or any of that, you would not have any opportunity.
I just
Yeah,
They
man,
would
we
hold
have,
you
we
back.
have,
But let's-
in,
No,
in
that is a
America, in
delusion.
America, we have
Yeah, it
some
is
of
a
the
delusion.
greatest opportunity in the world, and then we have people like this who are supposed to be seen as leaders and intelligent with platforms like this that spread bullshit agendas. Like, it's no secret that people come from other countries, Africa, continents like Africa, and countries in Africa, and come to America and find a lot of success and financial success. Why is that if this is
Asians,
so racist? Why
Indians,
Asians, Indians,
Africans.
Chinese, anywhere from in the country, they come to America from these countries
I figured it out.
that are completely different than America and find success despite them where they came from, but this place is racist. Why?
I figured it
That's
out.
bullshit. Ugh.
I figured it out. I've been thinking a lot about this, y'all. So how, right? So the Democratic Party was for slavery, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they did away with that. Okay, so how can we enslave these niggas? We can trick them and make them think that white supremacy
Let him
and
be.
oppression
Let him be.
and all these things
He did it.
hold you down so that they don't try. It's like they tell you locked in a room and then the door is locked. And you think it's locked so you don't even try to open it. But the whole time the door was open.
I just have $1,000. I'm gonna say this another. I can go from the smallest details of things and tell you to show you that we're not oppressed. The fact that this microphone is sitting right here and I'm talking to you right now shows that we're not oppressed. She's behind a mic.
Yeah, it took us a minute.
She got
to
a
get-
Microphone, nigga. You behind the mic.
You used to only Michael Jackson was the only black man with a microphone.
That's pretty crazy.
Like, bro, you like this is crazy.
Let's
keep going, bro.
Let's listen to the rest of
going.
that bull. We
Let's
had
keep going, bro.
man.
Like, bro, oh my God.
This stuff is crazy.
Like
But
everybody here,
besides
we
that,
gonna
so many
say
jobs
there
you
is
can do.
racism here, but we just
There
I
is
feel it's
racist
not-
people
it's not all
everywhere.
this bad.
There's racist people
There's
in
always
America.
bad, bro. There's
racist
always
black
gonna be
apples.
bad apples.
There are racist black people
Everywhere.
too. There are racist people of all races.
Because people are gonna say, well, y'all believe racism never happened.
Didn't stimulate oppressed race. Like, nigga, you weren't stimulating oppressed. That white man right there, that was a whole different 100 years ago. He didn't oppress you.
Yeah, he did it.
What the fuck? Just because he got a good job, because he went to school and got a good job, now he a white supremacist oppressionist.
Literally.
Okay.
Well, we can't just say elite in this.
All-white jury, and Freddie Owens in South Carolina, who was executed despite his friend recanting testimony that Owens was not in fact there. This is the same state, by the way, that allowed for a
Next
firing
topic,
squad
bro.
as an execution option. Black people are about 7.5 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of murder in the United States than are white folks, and about 80% more likely to be innocent than others convicted of murder, according to a 2022 report by the National Registry of Exonerations.
Wow.
You're not even black.
So please tell me how America is not a racist country.
Start doing that, man.
First thing I would say is that our past is a dark one. It really is. We can't walk away from that. We had whole
Past of
laws
any
that were
country is
subjugating
dark.
black people in the South of this nation for decades after the Civil War. We can't walk away from that one. I believe that in America, we have great people in this country, and we have some people, quite frankly, that even I can't stand. But they're the vast, vast, vast minority of people in our country. Most people just want to live in harmony and peace. That's what they really want. I think the important thing to acknowledge today is what's going to help black people going forward. And what's going to help black people moving forward is economic policy. It's actually wide open energy policy so we can be energy dominant. It's, yes, securing our southern border because we have a situation right now where, yeah, there are more than 15 million illegal aliens in the country. Where do they reside? Mostly in sanctuary cities like New York. Where are they at? Sanctuary states like Illinois, like California. What's happening in those cities? Hospital systems are overrun. Why are they overrun? Because you have people in the country illegally who don't have resources, so they're going into the emergency room. What are they taking up? They're taking resources from poor people in our country, whether they're black, whether they're Hispanic, whether they're white. That's wrong.
Wow.
What about education? We have a situation where in too many inner cities, kids are not reading at grade level, or they don't have math skills at grade level. How does that help them excel and achieve? I don't want to discount what Angela is saying. I don't. I acknowledge the issue of our nation, but we always are trying to strive to be the more perfect union. So in 2024, what are the economic policies? What are the national security policies? What are the border security policies that are gonna make our country thrive? So whether you black, Hispanic, or white, you could thrive.
Right.
And so I think it's
So
important.
then would you have to say that if it wasn't a racist country, whether you're black, white, or Hispanic,
Are
you
you
could
fucking
thrive?
serious?
No.
Are we thriving? Are members
yeah.
in
Well,
your
I would
state,
argue
black
we're
folks
not.
in your
I would
state
argue we're not
thriving?
really thriving right now. This inflation, which by the way was brought to us by Kamala Harris, has really slowed down people from being able to excel.
By Kamala?
Yes.
Vice president.
Oh, Charlemagne.
It's still the president.
Charlemagne, listen, man. When Joe Biden wanted to do his American Rescue Plan, Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate. She broke the tie that started this inflation that has hurt so many people in our country. Everybody listening to your show, it's not true?
How you know?
First of all, it's
You sure you wanna go there?
tie-breaking vote.
You sure you
But
wanna
when
go there?
Go outside,
What you
Congressman,
pulling
when you
out?
go outside,
You sure you
your
want to go there?
district,
Okay, let's go there.
You had it
He got
pretty
notes.
What I have
He got
to
He got
do, what I
notes,
have-
Angela, right?
He got the paperwork.
That's fine. I have no.
I'm gonna give it to Charlemagne.
I have today
I'm gonna give it to
is
Charlemagne.
that on
I-
every
because Angela.
for every infrastructure project in your community,
You can go to
should
third
go
page,
out
just the
and
highlighted
thank
portion.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Congress that voted for the American Rescue Plan.
Shut
your
That's
ass
what
up.
should be
Charlemagne.
happening.
Larry
Shut
Summers
your
wrote an
ass up.
op-ed back in 2021. Larry Summers was the Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton. He was an economic advisor to Barack Obama. He said that the American Rescue Plan that Joe Biden wanted, that Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate, would create a massive inflation that we have not seen in a generation. Well, guess what? Larry Summers was correct. You know who also was
skipping
correct,
over it.
Angela? I was. Because I
Nah,
was in
he
the
fucked
budget
up.
committee when they brought the bill. And I said in that committee, it's going to cause massive inflation. That's what happened. So the problem we have in our economy today is that prices have gone up massively. Wages adjusted for inflation is down. People's pocketbooks are hurting, but we have a presidential election in 40 days. So, and I'm gonna ask Envy this question. Envy, you're in the housing business as well. I know because I watch. I listen to the show. Interviewed. No, I'm just asking them a question. Chill, Angela. So I listen to the show. I know you do a lot of business in housing. Would you hire somebody that broke up stuff in one of your houses to fix the other houses?
No.
Exactly. She broke the economy.
Ooh. I'm not going to do this morning, Byron.
Why you not going to do this, Angela? Because I'm bringing facts. Hold on now. So now I'm bringing facts and you don't want to do it no more? Come on now, Angela. That's not right. I'm bringing facts. I thought we were going to have a fact-based conversation.
This is my nigga.
I want to have a fact-based conversation.
Light her ass up.
You wanted to bring up votes.
She don't
and
want
so
it,
let's
man.
talk about
She don't want it,
you have a
man.
96% voting record with Heritage Action.
Angela,
and for
I'm
those
not running
who are
for
listening,
president, but we could talk about
for those who are listening, Heritage
trying so
Action
hard
is a
to
part of the
discredit him.
Heritage Foundation, which is the architect of Project 2025, which we can talk about more later.
Okay.
You voted no on HR 8404, which would provide federal recognition and protection to interracial couples. And that actually is a law that would benefit you, Congressman, given your marriage. You voted no HR 6878 on requiring the Bureau of Prisons to provide incarcerated women with certain pregnancy-related care, including sexually transmitted infectious testing, contraception, appropriate housing, bedding, clothing, access to hydration and restrooms, prenatal vitamins and other appropriate conditions of confinement, screening and care for high-risk pregnancy, substance use, and mental health support, including postpartum depression and prenatal education. The list goes on, and it would limit the use of solitary confinement for pregnant women. You voted no twice on the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, which would have restored the protections originally enshrined in the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which I've heard you tout. You also voted no on HR 3233, which established the Bipartisan Commission to investigate the terrorist and insurrectionist attack on January 6th at the Capitol. So you want to talk about voting?
Sure.
Please explain why you would vote so clearly against the interests of people who look just like you and I.
So the first two bills you talk about, I actually have to go back and see it because a lot of problems with some of these bills are all of the other things that get put into them, not just the things that you're talking about. Specific to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, the reason why I did not vote for that bill is because that bill would reinstitute what's called pre-clearance. Right now, hold on. Man, Angela, you won't let me talk? Here we go.
Is that okay to say yes?
Okay, here we go. So check this out.
Okay?
Pre-clearance right now under federal law, really by Supreme Court precedent, is no longer the law of the land. The reason why that is because there's not been, over the last 30 years in elections, there's not been cases, or there's not been any specific cases around why you need pre-clearance in the first place, like was needed back in 1965, where you did have counties that were systematically discriminating against black people. So the plaintiffs could not prove at any point in the last 30 years where you still needed pre-clearance. I live in a pre-clearance county. Collier County, Florida is a pre-clearance county. I've lived in Collier County for 23 years now, 23 years. There's never been an issue with me casting a vote in Collier County, Florida at any time over the last 23 years. And that's before I became an elected official. That's when I showed up down there working the Cracker Barrel, being a waiter and just figuring out how to make ends meet, and I could still cast my ballot.
Wow.
So every other protection under the Civil Rights Act of 1965 is still law today. What my Democratic colleagues want is they want national pre-clearance so that if any jurisdiction, whether if they were a historically discriminatory jurisdiction or not, if they made a change in their procedure, like reshifting a precinct, deciding to shrink or expand precincts, that would actually have to go to the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department for approval before they can make those changes. Now, why is that not important today? More people are voting by mail. So you have a situation where local election jurisdictions are shrinking precincts or resizing precincts or putting two precincts together because they don't have the volume of people going to cast ballots in those precincts. You're now telling me that you have to now go to the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department to get approval to put two voting precincts together? That's why the John Lewis Act, and all due respect to John Lewis, great man, phenomenal career, but that's why that bill of putting pre-clearance in nationally even in jurisdictions where there were no historical discrimination of black people, is not necessary legislation. Those are the details.
And this is on the other side of 747,000 voters being purged in North Carolina. This is on the other side. This pre-clearance provision was struck in Shelby County versus Holder, which is a super and has had a past of being super discriminatory. Since that, 100 laws have been put in place to make voting rights more restrictive for people of color for the last 10 years. So what you're saying is not factual.
So actually, it's very factual. And I remember when Georgia changed their voting law, it was Joe Biden who was down in Georgia talking about how this was not even Jim Crow, was whatever. I forget what he said, Jim Crow or whatever. Jim Crow 2.0.
You want to talk about Jim Crow as well?
But this is what Joe Biden said. Hold on, let's finish. Let me finish now. So this is what Joe Biden said back in 2022, I think is what he said. What happened with Georgia's new voting law that I would assume, I'm going to assume, Angela, I don't know for sure, I haven't seen what you said, that I would assume you would say is restrictive of black people. In Georgia in 2022, there was record turnout of black voters in the state of Georgia. Record turnout. I'm assuming in 2024, because those are the trends in the state of Georgia, you're going to have record turnout of black voters in 2024. So you had Joe Biden use a terrible part of our past to try to move people emotionally in a negative response to what Georgia was doing. What we have seen in the outcome is that Georgia has actually had more voting inclusion of people of color and of black people in that state.
The new Georgia laws make voter intimidation easier.
Voter intimidation.
How?
Yeah.
Wow, Byron Donalds is an absolute beast.
No, he fried.
He's an absolute. He just went into the freaking Lions
bill.
den.
He said, "Oh, do you want to? Are you sure? Are you?" And he pulled that out.
Nah,
he said, "This is the bill right here." That
He said it's in the highlighted portion.
He didn't come with the she had signed on. He came with the specific bill. So this is the bill that Larry Summers, a Democrat, said would increase inflation. I did too. You know why? Because I was working in the economic part of the government, and I said it will also do that. And guess what happened? She signed it. It happened. Inflation went up. Case closed.
Y'all didn't even let the other black
People
girl
don't care about that.
The other black girl.
She usually worse.
Oh my God!
But she was
I'm
cool.
not gonna lie.
Go check out this stuff.
I'm not
She
gonna
was
lie.
cool.
She was cool this interview.
Whoever that girl was, she was horrible.
She was.
Byron Donalds just went in the Lions den and fried them. Like that was I absolutely loved watching that.
Oh yeah,
He's
the comments was
absolute
going
beast.
crazy. They were saying people were lying.
Look right there.
Hey,
This
guys,
interview
hey,
would have
guys,
been
go.
much better without Angela.
Oh yeah, go like this comment so the rest of
No,
this
this would have been much better.
They
without
gotta know
Angela.
who we are. I dislike them.
No, this is the second time they've had a woman on that was absolutely insufferable. Teslin Figaro, awful. Angela, whoever that is, awful. Like I said, and I mean this, they have to get these type of women off of these shows and never put them back on. Period. They should make it like a rule.
They're
like
cooking her.
for in the entertainment industry. Women like them too cannot come on this shit.
I'm confused.
This is a serious conversation for serious people, and they're not serious.
Yeah, when
people.
I watched it this morning,
that was ridiculous.
They weren't the comments weren't cooking her as bad.
Y'all know
but
what's
now,
still bad to me?
it's
That
bad.
She's
like,
horrible.
I still can't get over
She's
it.
awful.
I still can't get over it. They really try to play his blackness, bro, because he got a white. He's not even a white woman.
Man, I try to look that woman up. I try to look that woman up.
Yo, it is crazy.
No, I try to look up this Angela woman because I bet like Teslin, she's not married, and there's a reason why these type of women ain't married.
No, she looked good though.
But you think you as a viewer wants to deal with that? Oh man, imagine dating that. Oh my,
I might feel
God.
dated too.
I ain't gonna lie.
Nah.
She do look pretty good.
Okay, and
She's
it's
hot,
looking pretty
babe.
good enough
Shut
to
the
deal with
fuck
that.
up.
Exactly, I'm not dealing with that shit.
But
The niggas dealing with
somebody
that
said
Even
Byron,
salt look like sugar. What the fuck?
Byron smoked her like a
They
rapper.
might get salty and leave it alone for a couple of
did.
days.
He cooked her ass bad.
Oh
No, he
man,
destroyed
He
her.
came with evidence.
He destroyed.
He had it in his pocket.
When he pulled the receipts out, it was
They said,
over.
"What you about to pull out?"
They-
They thought he was about to
they-
pull that
they-
ball. Oh, y'all, shut up right now.
They said, "Whoa, Jamal, don't pull out the 9." No, but once
I'm
he
from
really no,
Florida.
he quoted it without reading it. Like he just said exactly what it said to her.
He's smart. Byron is smart. He's
Byron
quick.
is absolute beast. I would love to learn.
quick.
I would love to learn how he became so good at being in hostile environments and keeping his cool like that.
Yeah.
Because
We've seen it in
She
person.
was absolutely annoying. Like she was awful.
Well,
I think if it was just Charlemagne and Envy there, because they was really listening to him as black men. I feel like the way they was giving him responses and let him speak, and then really like, okay, so how does that go with that? And the way he answered it, I really think they was really listening to what he had to say, but she was trying her absolute hardest to like get a point on them or like try to get him to think how she think because she thinks she's right.
We should
and it's awful. Like people like her are not serious. She's just like Teslin. They're not serious people. They're immature and they're emotional and they can't debate. He said he was like, now I want to debate with the facts. Now you don't want to do it. Now he said, what's wrong? What's wrong? Now you ducking. She did. It was accurate. Once he pulled out the facts, it was accurate. Every time she didn't agree with something, oh, that's not true. That's false. You think you got the facts? Oh, I almost said that word, y'all. That was irritating me. I can't do it.
No, yeah, I mean, go watch his interview, guys. He was grilling them on her policies, all that. I mean, he said what the 25K would do on the house would do to the economy. He was talking about everything.
You should have did the Trump, the Trump 2024.
I really could have sat and watched that whole thing.
Trump 2020
Project.
Yeah, Project 2024. I keep saying
2025.
I'm confused. Oh, no. Hey, I know they
kind of debunked that.
Byron is a slight nigga because he's more nigga than a lot of congressmen, y'all.
Yeah, he is.
When he came in, bro,
he's better than Jasmine Crockett.
They looked at him. They said, "Hey, I knew you was a real Brooklyn nigga for real." They basically said that.
Yeah.
They said, "You ain't see how this nigga walked in? He probably walked in, sat down, and was ready to abuse their ass." His aura is different.
No, I like Byron a lot.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Byron's probably my favorite one coming up in the Republican Party.
He different when a nigga cook you without all, you know. He ain't use big words for you. He just gave you the facts, and it hit different when it's coming from a black man.
Come with facts.
Like he's really like an example of what young black men should be. About to be like, have that type of mentality.
Tim Scott on here too.
Yeah.
Recently?
A long time ago.
But that's why they be trying to put them against each other because people be saying Tim a little bit more coon than Byron, but now they call him Byron a coon. But
man, Byron's a beast, man.
It's a big difference.
I don't give a damn what they say about Byron.
It's a big difference. Even
They
though they're both cool,
different ages too.
Tim's older too. Yeah, he's like my grandpa for real. He don't fuck with niggas at all.
He's from the South. Tim from the South.
I am.
You know,
Byron gonna try to reason with you niggas.
You know, he from New York.
Look, Tim not even gonna be getting. Hey, I'm not going to that nigga event.
I'll be
Let's don't try to do.